What's going on, guys? Anybody is watching? Appreciate you guys for watching. Um, to recap on what's going on in my life. Yeah, one person watching already. Appreciate it. Um, just feeling real down, man. Went out with my family yesterday, and it just felt like I was the fourth wheel type, fifth wheel. It's like I wasn't getting any love really. And I don't know what to do. I have to leave for my wife and my family, but I really don't have any place to go. I have to wait for this check, like I was saying. It's gonna take like a month, maybe 2 months, but it's so hard to be around my wife, and I really still love her. It's hard. I sleep with her every night for 13 years. It's gonna be hard not being around her anymore every day. It's gonna be hard not being around my kids every day. It's like sometimes I wake up in the morning and like, what is my life worth? What am I doing with myself? I have no fucking life. I have nothing. Is is I'm so confused. I'm confused about every day is different. It's like I feel I want to keep fighting to be here for my family, but the way my wife, well, the way my child's mother, the way she's just like up and down, up and down, up and down. I know that she feels some type of way. We've been together for 13 years. She's really disappointed about what's going on, but she don't show it. And I try not to show it because I don't want to just be like moping all the time. Thanks for watching. Whoever's watching, please give a thumbs up in the comment, please. Just talking, nothing really important. So it's like it's hard to be with somebody and you got to move out, but you still see them every day. You still sleep with them. You still see them in the shower. There's nothing sexual going on, but it's hard to be around the people that you love and you know you're not going to be here no more. It's like my kids are used to seeing me every day, and then in a couple of months they're going to wake up to not being around them every day. That got to be a hurtful feeling because that's going to hurt me. I know it. I know I played a big part in this breakup because I didn't do the things that I was supposed to do to cherish her the way I was supposed to. Like I was saying before, I was cherishing more being with the kids than dealing with my wife. I do feel like they says when you take something away from somebody, that's when they really appreciate it. And I really do appreciate all the things my wife have done for me in the past couple of years. I feel sad inside. I don't want to sound like a pussy, but I do. Somebody I love. And it feels like she's not bothered by it like one bit. I know she probably been going through it longer than I have, but at the end of the day, that shit still hurts. Like, I'm going to get over it, but it's harder to get over it when you're still living with that person. And that's the sucky shit. And then I'm about to stop smoking bud. So I'm going to be really stressed out then. Hate to say it, for a couple of days. But I have to make that change because I don't want to start a new life. I'm not saying life, but a new journey with the same old habits. That's what I don't want to do. So I'm gonna try my hardest to stop smoking. Today'll be my last day. So that's a good thing. We're gonna start getting out in the morning as soon as my son leaves. I gotta get out, and I already told my child's mother, yo, we gotta find something to do with the kids for after school because I always can't be here to make sure they off the bus because that stops me from doing what the fuck I need to do. I'm stressing, man. I'm supposed to be taking care of my fucking health. I'm taking all these fucking pills. Fucking taking pills. My health is all fucked up. Pumps and shit. And it's like I'm supposed to be taking care of my health, but I'm still stressing out with the family and the kids and everything else. So it's like, oh, I hate to say it, I don't want to blame it on nobody, but the only thing that makes me feel better is fucking eating sometimes, man. Eating sometimes. And I hate to say it, that's fucked up, man. It's like I'm committing suicide the long way. Like I'm just eating shit I know I'm not supposed to be eating. I got a whole fucking cabinet full of fucking seasonings I ain't supposed to be using. Some days I wish I don't wake up, man. But at the end of the day, is I want to be here for my kids. And I don't want that to happen. They find me dead or some dumb shit. Like, I don't want that. Love hurts when you don't have it no more. When I thought I had it, I felt so much better. I could sleep at night. Now I can't sleep at night. And that's what hurts me. My kids, they have two of them have autism, but it's not severe. And one of them has a slight of autism, but they're so smart. And it seems like they really don't care about me. They really don't love me. It's like, why do you have to force your kids to say goodnight? You know? Like my kids do this thing with their moms. Like yesterday, I felt so bad. Like I felt like shit. It's like we're all sitting at the table and all of my kids got up and went to the same side as the table as their moms to sit with them. Like it was four of them and just one of me sitting there by myself. I felt like, damn. And they always do that. It's like they don't fear me, they don't love me, they don't care. It's like I tell my kids to do something and they just, that shit goes in one ear and out the other. Sometimes it makes me feel like they don't love me or they don't respect anything I say because I tell them to do something and they just laugh in my face and do it anyway. My child mother, she underhands the words I say and she acts like it's okay, but it's not okay. That shit hurts. You know? I tell my kids to do something, she come behind me 20 minutes later, tell them something else. So how are they supposed to respect me for that? I'm being honest. I'm being honest. I don't even think they're gonna miss me when I go after a couple of days. They're gonna be free. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, it's just over here yapping. Nothing important. I'm going through some things after 13 years with my wife, and we're about to split up. Well, we split up, but we still live together. Like I was telling you, whoever your friend is, what you got? Yeah, you know. No, it wasn't at the dinner table. It was at we was at a festival yesterday, like a little doggy festival. And I went and spent, I went and bought my wife flower, everything, trying to just be who I am because I just do what I do. but we all went and sat like at a picnic table, and it was my wife and my two other kids squeezed in on the other side, and was one me and one of my sons, and he just was like wanted to get up and go sit with his mom, and it made me feel so bad, like I was just sitting there by myself, like damn, what do I do to my kids but teach them every day and clothe them, warm them. I get up at 6 o'clock, 5:30 in the morning, make my kids pancakes and always there for them. I teach them everything. I'm always buying them books and toys and loving them, and then for all of that, that shit makes me feel like I'm worthless. Like that shit hurts. That's when your own kids, you gotta basically always tell them to tell you good night, or always tell them to say please or thank you, or if you tell them no, they have tantrums. And I didn't raise my kids like that. I try to raise them strong, you know. But it's like all of the stuff that I was doing to try to raise this family to be my kids to be right. It seems like the things that I was doing to help my family out, my child's mother really don't appreciate none of that. Me being with the kids, me always doing stuff with the kids, you know. Like I said before in the other video, is I've been with my kids since they was born for the last 5 years. I've been homeschooling with my kids, 4 years homeschooling with my kids, all through COVID, everything. They at the top of their classes in all three grades. They're at the top of their classes and their grade level. So my seventh grader is the highest score in all of his classes. My second grader is the highest score in all of his classes in all his school, and my first grader is the same thing. So it's like, okay, my wife was working all of this time, but she didn't put the time in and helping them read or study or learn about science or Black history or math or none of that, none of that, none of that. So it's like, okay, yeah, you did this, and that, but my job, I kept the house clean. I made sure you cooked, made sure the kids was fed, haircuts, park, swimming, did all of the good shit, everything. And then I still ran an at-home business. But it seems like nothing is really. Thank you, I appreciate it, because I didn't have an education when I was growing up, so I figured you always want better for your children. You don't want the same thing. I don't want my kids to be saying they want to work at fast food restaurant or something. If that's what you got to do, that's what you got to do. But you always have to have better expectations for your children. I want my kids to be scientists and stuff like that. Shoot for the stars. If you shoot for the moon. If you miss, you hit a star. You feel me? I don't want my kids to be thinking that they could just be regular. I don't want them to have the dream, oh, I want to be a professional basketball player, football player, baseball. Nah, listen, that's cool and everything, but we need better leaders. We need people of the police force that's for our people, that's going to be fair and honest and do their job. We need lawyers that's going to do their job, mayors, presidents, astronauts, scientists. That's what we need, man. And that's what I'm trying to push my kids to. I got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of books that my kids read. Everything I put in front of them is educational. They hardly get to play. They get to play the video game 1 time to 2 times a week, Friday and Saturday. That's it. The rest of the days, they come home from work. They take care of their stuff. They might go outside for a little while, but it's work. They got to be on that. They got to be able to. I want them to be able to answer questions in the middle of their sleep if you wake them up. I want them to be smart. So I want them to be productive people of the planet. I don't want them to. I look at all these videos and all these kids listen to this twerk music and freaking drill music. They run around killing people at 14, 15 years old. I don't want my kids to be that. I don't want to go visit my son in the state pen. Only state pen I want to see my son is in Penn State. That's it. And I understand a lot of parents and mothers do this job by themselves, but I don't feel that my wife is capable of doing it. You work too much. I understand you got to work and do what you got to do, but if you work from 7 o'clock in the morning to 6 o'clock at night, 5 and 6 o'clock at night, And then you get home and the kids got to go to bed at 8 o'clock. You're only spending 2 hours with them a night, if that. So you rather not deal with me and put them in after school and all of that and spend some time with somebody else, but spend time with me and try to work this out and get everything together. I've never cheated on my wife. I put my hands on her one time. It was like 10 years ago. 10 years ago. And it never happened again. Ever happened again. Never cheated on my wife, never stepped out of my marriage, never nothing. None of that. All I try to do is treat her with respect. Yeah, sometimes I'm on the lazy side. I'll be with my kids from 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, getting up, doing all of this crazy stuff every day. And then the time she get home, you think I'm supposed to still go out. I got to find a job. I'm trying to work from the house. I'm not saying I allow you to go and work all these hours, but you have a hell of a job. And for somebody to be there, like we was saying before, if I go get a job, I'm not making good money. So what am I going to just get a job to pay the babysitter? We have 3 children. It's over $400, $500 a week per child. Per child. In our community, you 90%, you're not seeing no dads being with their kids all the time, bringing them places. People where I used to live, I moved from Yonkers, New York to Charlotte, North Carolina. I moved from the ghetto, the hood. I got tired of it. Said, yo, we got to go. We moved all the way down here to a beautiful house, man. Beautiful neighborhood. Beautiful neighborhood. I left my business behind. I used to make money every day, $200-$300 a day some days. Now I moved to a whole new town, a whole new business. I can't make no money. I don't know these people. The people I was dealing with, a lot of them is not shipping type people. They want their shirt. They come, send me a message. They want their shirt in an hour. I'm walking downstairs giving them the shirt. They might need 5, 6, 8, 9, 10 shirts tomorrow. My business don't run next week. I have customers, thank you, that they do say, yo, I needed this, and that. I got a lady, she ordered some shirts. She said, I need them April 1st. She ordered them last month. So I do appreciate those customers. But for me to move down here and sacrifice everything and not be able to contribute, and then I'm in an area, there's no excuses, I don't drive. But I'm in an area where there's 3 buses a day. One at 6 o'clock in the morning, one at 7 o'clock in the morning, one at 8 o'clock in the morning, and that's it. And then to get to the rest of the transportation is 2.5 to 3 miles. 2.5 to 3 miles. My son has to be on the bus at 7:45 in the morning, 7:50. So now what am I supposed to do? So now I had to tell her, I said, listen, next month I can't keep putting the kids on the bus. I can't keep taking them off the bus. I said, because that's stopping me from doing what I need to do. I need to get out there and hit these streets and mingle with different people and find out different jobs. So when next month come and this check come or don't come, I still want to leave because that's what my heart is set on. I'm not going to say my heart is set on that. I have to get out and do something. I'm 50 years old. I have no money in my bank account. I have no education. And I've been watching my kids since they was born all the way for the last 5 years. I really haven't had a steady job trying to build this family together. I do appreciate everything she does. She's not a bad person, not a bad mother, but I don't see her following what we're supposed to be doing. You don't have enough time on your hands. And then the crazy thing is, we supposed to be breaking up, and then she tells me something like, I said, oh, so what are you going to do with the kids after school once I'm not here? And she said, maybe I thought that we could drop them off the bus could drop them off at your house after school, and then I'll come pick them up after work. Does that make any sense? So now you're still stagnating me. When I leave here, you still want me to do the same job before, except for dropping them off in the morning. You still want me to pick them up. I understand, don't get me wrong, there's some responsibilities, but when is it going to be my turn to live my life a little bit? When is it my turn to get back out there and get on the horse? I like rodeos. I want to do stuff for myself instead of can't babysit your own kids. Watching my own kids every day where you just get to go to work and then do whatever. There's days you get off at 5 o'clock, you don't come home until 10 o'clock at night talking about you went out to dinner by yourself. Me, okay, I understand that because sometimes I used to go to the movies by myself and enjoy the day by myself, some peaceful time. But at the end of the day, I'm still gonna call you and say, "Yo, you know what? I'm gonna step out to the movies. I'm gonna do this. Go hang out for a little while by myself or have a drink." How hard is that? You're not reporting to me. You're reporting to the kids because, like I said before, I was listening. My kids have autism, and it's not bad, but they're on routine type of people. They're routine type of people. Autism kids are routine. They have to have a routine and they stick to that routine. If you come home every day at 5:30 and you're not there, they're gonna say, "Where's mommy? Where's mommy? Where's mommy?" Now 6 o'clock come, "Where's mommy?" 7 o'clock come, "Where's mommy?" 8 o'clock come, "Where's mommy?" 10 o'clock come, "Where's mommy?" And then you come in the door at 10:30, and then you wonder why they ain't happy to see. They've been waiting for you all day. They've been waiting for you all day. So why don't is the problem if you can't just pick up the phone and call your kids? But when I say something about it, it's like I'm being jealous or I'm trying to force you to call. You don't have to speak to me. You don't have to speak to me. You can call, speak right to the kids. Tell them you good. Tell them you be home in a little while. Whatever. It's like she just don't get it. She think that I'm trying to run her life or something, but I'm not trying to run her life. I'm trying to point her in the right direction. So when I'm not here, hopefully you use the lessons that I taught you, that you can move on and do what you got to do. The same thing with my kids. I tell them, I don't teach you for today. I teach you for tomorrow. I teach you for tomorrow. So when I'm not around you, you know how to look across the street. You know how to cook hot dogs. You know how to cook pasta. You know how to cook meatloaf. You know how to do all this stuff that I taught you. Every time you don't know a word, I train my kids, get in the dictionary. They don't even ask me what the word means no more. Because they need to be in that dictionary. Because it's about learning about tomorrow when I'm not here. And that's not just talking about moving out. I'm talking about moving up. Moving up. As they say, the upper room. When I go to the upper room, I need y'all to remember all the stuff that I taught y'all when I was here. Because that's what's important when I'm not here. That's what's important to teach your kids when you're not here. You teach your kids how to be polite and gentlemen. So when you're not around, they still open them doors for ladies. They still say excuse me. They still say thank you. They still be genuine and honest. I want my kids to have fun in life, but if they friends turn around and say, "Yo, you don't gotta go into the store with us to rob it. You just gonna be the getaway driver." I want my kids to say hell no and turn around and walk away or drive away or get away from them people with no second thought. I don't need my kids to be okay, I'ma just drive. Yeah, okay. You know what accessory to a crime is? You know the new laws in certain states. If we rob a store and the store owner shoot one of us and kill one of us, the two other perpetrators go to jail for that murder. People don't know that. These kids don't know that. You can't depend on what somebody else is doing or what somebody else kids you think, okay, they kids are cool. No, I want to know about everybody. I can't make these mistakes for my kids. These kids is getting killed, sent to jail for the rest of their lives, man. Gangs is snatching them up. Life is snatching them up. It's hard enough going to jail for life at 40. Imagine going at 15. You really got a whole life ahead of you. And I don't want my kids to fall into that type of trap where they don't have nobody there to guide them because other people just want to work and work and work and work. Like I said, I'm not here to badmouth her because she's a good person. She's a good mom. But I don't see it happening in Dolo. it's hard for you to wake up every morning with your kids, do everything with them possible. They never went to sleep. My kids never, ever, ever, maybe 5 times in their whole life. My oldest child is 12. My oldest child that's here is 12. I have a 28-year-old daughter. My 12-year-old maybe spent the night maybe 3 times outside our house his whole life. The 7-year-old, never. 8-year-old, never spent that. So every day they see me. Every night they see me. The journeys we go on, the bike rides, taught them how to ride a bike, shoot a basketball, pee, everything. So how is that going to affect them when they decide they got to wake up the next day and dad's not there no more? Are they going to go to school and still be focused on the things that they need to be focused on? Are they going to play the whole, now there's mommy and she's upstairs and we have her up downstairs, and okay, as mommy's upstairs, as long as she go to sleep, we can go do what we want to do. We can sneak out. We can sneak through the back. We could go eat up the snacks because mommy's upstairs. We could grab the tablet and go play it under our bed for hours because mommy's upstairs asleep. And once they know that you've been working all day, there's nobody there to catch you and do what you got to do. My kids are smart like that. It's going to be hard to be a weekend parent. And then how about when I start working and I'm a newly worker? So that means I'm going to have to work weekends. How is that going to be fair to my kids or fair to me? What am I going to tell my new job I can't work on Saturdays and Sundays? How long am I going to have that job for? How long am I going to have that job for? Not long. So it's on a scale. It's like I've taught my kids so much. I've been there so much for them. Do I just try to let them go for a little while and hope that they learn to fly without me for a little while? Because you can't put your child on punishment from over the phone. That's all I'm saying. It's like, okay, you're on punishment until next week, and I'll see you next week, and you better not do this or do that. That's not going to work, bro. That's not going to work. If they hardly listen to me now, and I understand that they have a problem, they have mental autism here, but it's about listening, man. I always tell my child's mother is like, yo, they gotta listen. If we're in the woods and there's a bear looking for us and we tell you to be quiet, there's no laughing or crying or talking about you're hungry or you got to go to the bathroom, because it's life or death situation. And you need to think about that when I'm telling you things. If I tell you to be quiet, it's for a reason. If I tell you I need you to do this, it's for a reason. I can't allow you to stray off and not think how I need you to do what I need you to do to get where you need to be. I tell my cousin or my son, your big focus is getting bigger, better, being the person that people remember, being legendary. Don't be, what do they say? How do they say it? Don't be a stain on the world, be a mark on the world. Leave your mark on the world. I want to bring this up. I watch a lot of motocross, and I say bring a mark on the world like James Stewart and Malcolm Stewart. If you don't know who these people are, James Stewart is the first African-American motocross supermoto winner, the fastest time till this day raced around that track. One of the best African-American motocross, supercross riders. There's not many. It's him and his brother. That's professional. That's it. So when you go and say you left a stain on this world, that's leaving a stain, because when you go and look in history and Black history and say anything about motocross, their names are put there. Regardless of whoever does it after, their name are already stained in this history of motocross, in Black history. They're the first brothers, African-American brothers, to ever do this. And that's what I'm telling my kids. Do something that people is not going to expect you to do. Everybody wants to play football at a young age. Okay, yeah, that's cool. Everybody want to play basketball, that's cool. Everybody want to play baseball, so everybody want to do the sports thing, that's cool. But do something that you're gonna stand out for. Do something that you're gonna be known for. Do something that people are gonna remember you for. It's over with my life. I have hopefully 10 more years. Hopefully 10 more years. But the way it's set up, I have 3 sons and 1 daughter and grandchildren. My bloodline will be here for a little while, and that's what I appreciate. I do appreciate everything my child's mother have done for me, especially giving 3 amazing children. That's gonna live my bloodline on for a long time, maybe 100, maybe 200 years. Their kids, and that's why I tell my kids. I said the things I teach you, eventually, I hope that you'll teach your kids, and if it's strong enough, you'll teach your kids, and that's basically what I'm striving for. But it seems like sometimes you have 2 different maps in 2 different directions, and people are not trying to see the same thing. Yeah, me and I will be unhappy. My wife will be unhappy. Or I don't even know about she'll be unhappy, but I think she'll be happy that I'm not here anymore. I think she'll miss the idea of me being here, but I don't think she'll miss me being here. I think she'll miss the she can go and come as she pleases because now my kids are really not that type you can leave them in the house by themselves for too long. Um, she's not gonna have a lot of time to herself anymore. And the thing about that is like, and I say it, and I do it a lot too, but I try to stay off of this thing right here. This thing right here, a breakup, a family. If you don't know how to control it, once I leave this relationship, I'm deleting all of my social medias and I'm gonna start over. I'm gonna get rid of everything. All Facebook, um, Instagram, TikTok. I'm gonna keep YouTube. This page, my other page, I won't keep. But I'm gonna start over. I'm gonna really start over. I'm gonna start vlogging more. I'm gonna try worry about me more. All right. I know you probably haven't seen the other video, but off subject, off topic. 50 years old. Mom raised me and grandma. Have one other sibling, but she was violently murdered back in 91, 92. Brutally murdered. So, always thought I had other siblings because my mom told me that I had that my dad's name, and I went and tracked him down. Came to find out. So all these years with me and the dad are going back and forth, never really talking, but he has daughters and sons. And me and the daughters became cool. We spoke back and forth. So somewhere decided a couple of weeks ago they wanted to give me a blood test, a DNA test after 50 years, right? So I said, you know what? It ain't going to hurt because I'm not going to meet him. It's like there's nothing you can really do for me after 50 years. No bikes. There was never no push, never any money, no nothing. So I always blame this person for not being there for me. So the sisters come up and they give me a DNA test. We eat lunch, everything. DNA before the lunch. Everything. So I'm like, I'm not really stressing it, if it is. My mom tells me, yeah, Sam, she's been telling me for years. So I call them and say, yo, what's up with the test? She's like, oh, they're going to send it to you, this and that. I was like, all right, well, when you get it, just hit me up and tell me what's the results. And booyah, after 50 years, zero, 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 0%. 0% that guy is my dad. So that not only means I've been chasing the dream all this time, is like I've been a bastard this whole time. Like my mom just sent me on a goose chase, and me, I and I felt bad, but I didn't feel bad because you can't miss something you never had. Like how you if you was born without no hands, can you really miss hands if you learn how to use your nubs the whole time? You really never had hands, so you can't really miss hands. You be like, I wish I had some. I don't know if I can use hands, but I never had a dad, so how can I miss a dad if I never had him? He never was there. There was no male that I could look up to in my whole life that wasn't fiction that I said he was a role model. Not one. Uncles always dealt with different women, multiple kids, in and out of jail, never no work type people. One of my uncle was really doing pretty good. That's it. But it's his struggle that he went through everything everybody else did and had to move himself and separate himself from everyone else that he was dealing with as in family to get himself together. He had to basically move across the world to get away from the family. So I never had any real role models to look up to as growing up. Not saying I was a bad person because my grandmother helped raise me, and if you got a sweet grandmother, you're gonna take some of the traits from her, and you're gonna live your life. Like my grandmother taught me so much about cooking and about women and about raising kids and all of this stuff. It's like she wasn't teaching me for the day; she was teaching me for tomorrow. So all the stuff she taught me then, I'm teaching my kids now. So that did work with me. Cooking always. Dogs on punishment. She made me sit there and watch her cook chicken 100 times. Made you see me bake this and that 100 times. Where now when I go in there, I know how to do it automatically already. It's like the eggs and all of that. And my aunt used to cook and to make me sit there and watch this stuff. And now I know how to do all this stuff that I pass on to my kids and other things that I've learned. Yeah, and after 50 years for him not to be your dad, and I didn't even tell my mom. I don't think it's a good idea to tell my mom because I don't want to hurt my moms, even though we're not close like that. We just became close again, you know. So I really don't want to bring that up and be like, "Yo, he's not my dad." And I don't want to go through that. So I had told her about it, but I didn't tell her the results. And then I talked to her the other day, and she was like, "What's up with the results?" And I had lied to her and said that um, there was something wrong with the results, and we have to take the test again. So I'm gonna wait for them to come back up, and they live like 2-3 hours away from me. Um, to come back up and give the results, take the test again. But I told my mom, I was like, you know what, I don't even want to go through all of that. Forget it. I'll just, I don't care. So I really didn't want to hurt her. I didn't want to mess that up. And then if you think someone's your baby father and you ain't thinking no one else, if 50 years you've been thinking the same person, maybe, I don't want to make my mom sound fucked up, but like maybe you didn't know who he was. That's why you kept saying this person. So it's like, where do you go from here? Where do you go from there? Now the three sisters I thought I had, now they're not even related. But they kept it official. They was like, yo, listen, anytime you need to call us, blah, blah, blah. We in the area, we'll come by. Because literally they thought I was their brother for years. For years they thought I was their brother. He even thought it because he has a son and he named him Christopher, and the son was mad at me because he never named him Joseph. He named me after him. So it's like, was you having doubts back then? What are you gonna do? And that's another big thing. When you don't have a dad and then you get the chance to be a dad, and now that's getting snatched away from you, now you're going to be a weekend dad, that's crazy. It's like, I be feeling so crazy in the morning time and in my stomach and my chest. And it's like, I don't want to leave my kids, but I have to because I have to get myself better. If not, it's like my homeboy Blicker used to say, stop waiting around to die. Stop waiting around to just die, like laying around and doing nothing with yourself. Go out there and live your life, man. Go out there and enjoy this world. And I'm big on that. I always want to travel to different countries, and I never really got to do that. I went out of the country one time. That was Africa, and back in 1990, I got to go to Africa for 2 weeks. Beautiful, best experience of my life. But after that, man, the child's mother, we did some traveling in the United States, but I always want to go out of the country. I want to go explore. I want to go and be exotic, look exotic. I've never been to California. That's my biggest dream. I've never been to Cali. I've never been to California. And that's crazy. California's right there. So that's my next move is to get out, do what I gotta do. Still be there for my kids though, but I want to go do what I want to do. I want to go to motocross. I want to learn to ride a dirt bike. I never rode a dirt bike, but I love motocross. So that's something that's easy. I want to go skydiving. Never been skydiving. I want to do stuff like that. I want to go gold trapping. I want to go find gold. I want to go in the mountains and find some gold. Might be a little, but it's something I always wanted to do. And I feel that my family is holding me back from doing a lot of things because it's, I don't know. It's like I want to be here, but they don't want me here. So it's like, do I keep fighting to be here? That's like if somebody tell you they don't love you, do you still keep loving them and hoping that they love you back? Once they say that, it's no looking back from them. Oh, I love you now. I didn't love you then. I could understand, okay, if somebody was in love with you, then they said they don't love you no more. Or they say that, oh, I don't love you. I'm not in love with you, but I love you. I hate when people say that. I hate when people say that. I think that is so horrible. Especially as someone that you cared for all these years and love for all these years. And for them to say that hurts bad. But at the end of the day, that just shows that it's time for you to give your love more to your kids and give more love to yourself. Because if you don't love yourself, then you can't love nobody else more than you love yourself because you the main purpose, you the main vessel. Like if you stop breathing, the fuck, your love is over for you. Your family is still love you, but you gone. Like your whole purpose is to be here. That's why I tell my son this is the most important. I always say this, and people look at me like I'm crazy. I say the most two important things of the day is waking up and going to sleep. Everything in between that is a blessing. Wake up means you made it through the night. That you made it through another day. Going to sleep at night means you made it through another day. You didn't die, you didn't get killed, you didn't get so you made it another 24 hours. Your goal is to make it another 24 hours, and hopefully that happens another 200,000, not 200,000 times, but you know what I mean. Another couple of thousand times. Everything in between that is a blessing. If you make $1,000,000 in that day, in between that, that is a blessing. If you don't go to sleep at the end of that night and you die, that $1,000,000 don't mean shit. That $1,000,000 don't mean shit if you don't wake up to be able to spend that and see that the next day or that night. All these rappers making all this money, getting out of the hood, and they still running around with guns. You see all these rappers that died in 2020, 21, regardless of how much money they had. People die all the time, regardless of how much money they have. Money don't mean everything. Life means everything because regardless of how much money you got, if you ain't here, it don't mean shit. It means something to your family, yeah. So what? But it's you. If a family really love you and they said, "Listen, $10 million," or your dad, they say, "What? My dad 100 times over." But if you get somebody that's he died, he left us $10 million, we good. That don't mean shit. Those are selfish people that don't give a fuck. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. We'll be going to your channel after this and hitting the follow. But like I was saying, is sometimes the reason I made this channel is because sometimes I just need somebody to talk to. It's hard. Like I said, I have a big feeling, but if you haven't talked to them in years, what do I look like just calling them and telling them that I'm doing bad or I'm going through stuff with my wife, and I really don't have friends like that. So I'm the type of person everybody calls me and tells me their problems, but I really never have anybody to tell them my problems. And that's, like I said before, that's the thing that really hurts. It hurts to have someone you live with and you really can't be openly and talk to them when they get home because you know that they really don't give a fuck about what you're saying. That hurts. It hurts when you look and say, "Damn, did this person ever love me?" When I look back and I said, "Damn, they never really showed me signs of affection in public." That shit hurts. For years, you always be an initiator. Always want to say good night, good morning, I love you. That shit hurts. So it's like another day, another way. Thanks to S for that saying. But there's nothing I can really do. But time will heal. And thanks for watching. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Please leave a comment and don't let love kick you in the crotch. Peace.